Okay, the people have spoken, but here's my better explanation of Silent Salt's lore. So basically, Silent Salt was one of the five virtues baked by the witches with the purpose of bettering cookie-kind. He was one of the salt of solidarity. I could list the others, which were actually known as the Fountain of Knowledge, Herald of Change, Son of Volition, and Sugar of Happiness. I stuttered for a second there. But yes, Salt of Solidarity's entire purpose was to spread, you know what, guess what, oh my god, shocker, solidarity. And that's what he did. He actually locked in. He chose to ball. This dude immediately started making a civilization, make sure he got people, he took in the poor and gave them bread, and got like a whole thing where he trained people to be knights to better, like, everybody. Now, Salt of Solidarity also believed that the soul gems held too much power, and not all that power should not be put into the hands of one person. So, of course, he went to the fairy kingdom to meet some dude called Elder Fairy, teamed up with Elder Fairy, and they planted a tree with the entire purpose of eventually, like, redistributing the power of, like, the soul gems or something like that. But yeah, that happened. And then basically he goes on to go do things. But of course the other beast actually, without his knowledge, ended up actually corrupting, which he did not hear about nor know about. And then of course that basically little generals and like usurpers kind of took over. And they eventually hated the Kalanabic Knights, which was Silent Salt's Night Order, because the Knights were actually trying to keep the peace. Unlike everybody else. So basically then, whenever they learned that Silent Salt would actually leave to go to the Fairy Kingdom to go visit Elder Fairy for like a prolonged periods of time to check on the tree, and I don't know what else he was doing over there. But basically, yeah. So whenever because he left in secret, so whenever he left, he told Salt Cellar, he's like, hey, take care of things, I'll be back. But of course, what happened is they pulled up like 4 entire armies worth of people, and they went and slimed out all of the knights as he literally was just then getting back. He's like, oh, what a nice, lovely journey. Oh my god! So yeah, he got a little upset about that because his entire life's work got destroyed in like one singular night. So obviously he was really ticked off, couldn't really control his anger a wee bit, and proceeded to slash in like one hit, one shot. Everybody there got slimed out, and then he cut all of their souls in half so they couldn't ascend. Of course, because Silent Salt was the only one of the beast cookies to actually learn how to ball and actually lock the frick in, he of course realized what he did and was deeply sorrowful and deeply self-hatred for his actions. Unlike the others, which sure they have their excuses, but like, come on guys, lock in, bro. So what Silent Salt did is he immediately stood on business. This dude immediately locked the frick in, and then immediately hopped on his horse and rode straight back to Elder Fairy to go talk to him about this whole issue that it was true. So basically, he pulls up to Elder Fairy and starts dropping some, like, the hardest quotes ever, like, will you greet me now when I'm covered in jam and cookie crumbs and all that jazz. Basically, some pretty hardcore stuff. And then Elder Fairy basically is, like, all sad and all that, which, it's kind of fair. But then he basically says, hey, bro, like, they kind of corrupted, you know, like, the tree, like, found their gems. And turns out they, like, corrupted a long time ago. This is low-key on them. This ain't even on you, bro. Like, you didn't do nothing. And so Silent Salt, upon hearing this information, was like,
now I gotta pull up. Everybody dying, me included.
Silent Salt originally, before hearing this information, actually told Elder Fairy to take him out because he was not about to, like, carry the sin of knowing that he failed his entire life purpose. But, of course, Elder Fairy talked him out of it, and then was like, hey, bro, there's other ways, and then Silent Salt's like, I perform the ritual to bind fallen desserts. So basically, Silent Salt was like, it's a witch class spell, and Elder Fairy's like, hey man, I don't know, my knowledge on like that magic is like pretty good, but like, I don't know, I can do all that. And he's like, alright, use me, bro. Use me, like, channel this spell through me, bro. I will do it. So that's what they did. So Silent Salt basically stood on absolute business. Used the forks, he basically bound himself under the roots of the tree. The others got absolutely obliterated by the forks. And then, of course, later, Dark Enchantress, being her little sneaky, cheeky, little absolute Kentucky Fried, stupid self, had to help the beast actually get out of the tree, and also Elder Fairy also died because he was trying to help stop them from getting out of the tree because he's a bum. But basically, then Silent Salt went back to the Great Baron and was kind of just chilling there, whatever. And then White Lily shows up talking about teach me how to let this free seal now. And he's like, no. He wasn't very happy about that. And then just like, she's trying to talk to bro and convince him at some point, and then she low-key brings up the fact, she's like, and then she says something Elder Fairy, and like this dude gets really pissed off. I mean, yeah, that's kind of fair. Like, I don't know why you'd bring up Elder Fairy's name, like, in front of the dude to tell him how his stuff was broken, how the tree was broken, and it didn't work as he intended. Like, I don't think that's smart. But basically, that happened, and he proceeds to, like, basically slander her, roast her, deep fry her like a chicken. Literally, he sets her on fire. Like, literally, he sets her on fire. But that was nice and whimsical. But basically, yeah, and then after that, he basically says, I, square up, and then they fight, and then she, defeats him, and him being an actual respectable, kind citizen, and the only beast with actual logic and the ability to evolve, he actually, like, kneeled and, like, sat down, because he's a noble. He's morally great. Like, he's not evil. He's not really good either. Because he does whatever he wants. He sometimes has, like, better intentions than the other beasts, but he's still not doing things that are good. And then, of course, he says, alright, I knew before you owe freedom. And he basically says he's gonna team up with her to do whatever path leads to freedom, whatever that is. And then, of course, I could get into the newer parts of Beast Juice and all of that, but it's the story of Beast Juice isn't over yet, so